Do you suffer from ear infections, or do you have a child that suffers from frequent ear infections? Going the conventional medical route usually results in an antibiotic, but oftentimes ear infections are viral. Today we're going to use an at-home remedy to prevent ear infections. I'm Dr. John Bartemus, and I'm putting the pieces together to help you live a life at optimal. Most people have hydrogen peroxide in their medicine cabinet, but what they don't realize is hydrogen peroxide is a great way to prevent ear infections. And it's also a good way to deal with ear infections. The disclaimer or the caveat is that if you have an acute ear infection and it's very painful, you must first rule out a perforated eardrum or perforated tympanic membrane before using the hydrogen peroxide. You do not want to use this if your eardrum is perforated. How do you rule that out? Well, you have to see a professional medical doctor or healthcare provider that can look in your ear and see is the eardrum perforated or not. And if it's not, you can use this strategy. If your eardrum is perforated, do not use this. And do not use this if you haven't checked to see whether your eardrum is perforated or not in an acute painful ear infection. But as a pre-ear infection or as a healthy ear maintenance program, hydrogen peroxide is a great tool. So what do you need? You need hydrogen peroxide, you need a paper towel, and you need a pillow. Now, the hydrogen peroxide, how do you dose it? Basically, you're going to take the lid off, and you're going to dump hydrogen peroxide enough to fill the lid, and then you're basically going to lie on your pillow and dump the hydrogen peroxide right in your ear. So just like this. Oh, I missed a little bit there, so it wouldn't be bad to have the paper towel or towel on your pillow. So at first when you dump it in there, it's going to feel a little cold, and it'll feel or sound muffled, and that's because you have something in your ear. It's fluid. But as you wait a moment, you'll notice that you feel some bubbles in there. Viewers watching who are old enough to remember pop rocks, you'll start to hear and feel like you have pop rocks in your ear, and that's normal. That's the hydrogen peroxide doing its thing, cleaning out in there, eating up any earwax you have or foreign objects or microbes in there. So basically, you want to let it do its pop rock deal until it stops. Depending on how much stuff is in your ear, that could take 3 minutes, 6 minutes, or more. So for the purposes of the video, I'm going to stop early, but you want to let it go until the pop rocks are gone. Once the pop rocks stop, you'll grab your paper towel and you're just going to roll off the couch to cover your ear. Roll off. And it all runs out onto the paper towel and you're good to go. So as a maintenance strategy, this is something you could do daily, every couple days, or weekly if you're someone with a history of ear infections, and it will help prevent or lower the frequency of ear infections for you. Now you may be saying, what if I have a kid who won't do that, or who is too young to stay still to do that? Well, then this probably isn't a strategy for that child. But one strategy you could use would be essential oils. So you could take a cotton ball, this is my cotton ball for this video, but take a cotton ball and take lavender essential oil and take tea tree essential oil or melaleuca, and put a drop or two of each on the cotton ball and just stick that cotton ball in the child's ear. A real cotton ball will fit. So you don't have to jam it in deep in the ear, but just stick it in the ear there so that it stays in by itself, and have them fall asleep with it. And the essential oils will help with the pain and help with as antimicrobials. So that's a strategy we've used with our kids when they were young, too young to do the hydrogen peroxide. The hydrogen peroxide is great for adults, and you could even do the cotton ball as well. You could hydrogen peroxide before bed if you're an adult, and then do the cotton ball while you sleep. So if you have ear infections, this is a great way to prevent them or treat them, assuming you've seen a professional who's ruled out a perforated eardrum. Again, do not put hydrogen peroxide in your ear if you have a perforated eardrum. From a systemic standpoint, if you're having ear infections, like we said, they're often viral, so antibiotics are no use in a viral infection, but natural antivirals you could use to help support the immune system would be glutathione, berberine, vitamin A, vitamin C, those sorts of things. So again, preventing ear infections, you can do it with the hydrogen peroxide, but then obviously whole body health is important. So good nutrition, good sleep, healthy immune system.